What we're doing is learning how to make a LinkedIn post. I'm Megan Mayer, Public Relations Manager for District 101. So the first thing we'll do is go to LinkedIn. Here's my stream, and we simply click Start a Post. You click on that, and then what do you want to talk about? All right, and I find that it is easiest to write up your post in another file, such as Word doc, before you share it. So I just found this article that relates to some of the clients I serve, so I wrote up a post about that. So I'll just copy and paste, and I will add a photo. Oh, sometimes it does that. So when it won't take, I will discard it. I'll start a new one, and I'll do the photo first. There it is. And now I can paste. One of the things that's helpful is to create a little white space on your posts. Apparently, if you have people slow down to read and they have to scroll down to read, that helps the algorithm like your posts. Seems a little manipulative to me, but we do what we have to do, right? Okay, so I've included an email address in the post for someone to be able to follow up. Of course, they could also follow up just on LinkedIn. I've included a link to the full research paper I reference. I have a photograph, a graphic that relates to the topic discussed. And then I want to put a few hashtags. So what I'm going to do now is open LinkedIn in a new tab and check out some of the hashtags that come to mind. So leadership would be good. And there are 3.25 million followers of that hashtag, so that might be a good one. Maybe programming, 6 million, 6.6 million. So we'll add those. And if you have people you can tag for this, that would be helpful too. So what I might do here is actually tag some of the researchers. This is it. Perfect. So let's go over that again. Sandro Galea. Okay, so this is a physician, an epidemiologist, author at Boston University. I happen to know that that is exactly the researcher among the group of researchers who just published this study yesterday. And I don't have to be connected with Sandro for his name to come up. But I do notice that I need to have some degree of connection for people to show up. Let's look. So probably what I should also do is to learn more. Okay, so I'm using the LinkedIn post to direct people to contact me or my website. You could do the same for your club. Have it go to your president's email address or to your club website as it works. Okay. Well, training would be another good hashtag, so I'm going to sneak that in here. Okay. Now I'll just scan it one more time. Got a typo? And I should change this to say not sufficient. It's always good to model behavior. And I like complete sentences. All right, and then we'll post. There you go. So here's my post. Let's look at it in full. It's got email, website, the research paper link, a couple of hashtags. 3 is kind of the magic number for LinkedIn, and a tag. Let's see if this person appreciates what I said about his research. Here's another one I did for another club. Disruptive leadership. That's the theme of the meeting. A question to grab their attention. What, when, right? Day, date. Oh, I don't have Wednesday. I could have added Wednesday. But date and time, Pacific time, and who we are. Uh-oh, date problem. And then the registration link. Okay, and then this is a further description. This is a way to contact. And this is a general thing about the club that includes some of our past topics we've covered. A couple more hashtags, and then people in the club I've tagged. Now let's take a look. And here's the graphic I made to go with the theme of disruptive leadership. Let's look at who's engaged. Okay, Satish. Several people who are not in the club, but a couple of Toastmasters. Yep. And then these people are also in the club. Mark, it turned out, I got a notice, did reshare. He reshared the post, which is good. So you can see there's a little consistency in the branding between that post and this one. But so this brings this up to 493 impressions, which is helpful. And I think that should cover it.
But the thing about a LinkedIn post is you can tag people. So that's helpful. Let me just show you real quickly. Start a post. And I would just copy and paste the same thing that you just saw me use, right? First, I want to add that same photograph. And then I'm going to post the text. But the difference on LinkedIn is I'm going to make every name, see how we're connected, so she comes right up, see the first there, makes it very easy for me to post and tag people. So I'm going to tag Helen, I'm going to tag Richard. There he is. Okay, and Carrie Glenn. And Shanti. Okay, now I don't have to tell these people on LinkedIn. LinkedIn will tell them you've been tagged in a post, which invites them to engage with the post, right? I think, I'm forgetting now, but I think that LinkedIn makes these live when I post them. So we'll do a little hashtags with LinkedIn. You want 3. That seems to be the magic number. All right, so those are pretty popular hashtags. All right, and then you post. And now what I'm going to do on these 3 dots is grab the link to the post, go back to my document. So this is my little record of all the posts I make. So like I said, now I can put these posts in an email to club members, inviting them to please engage with our posts. But like I said, the nice thing about LinkedIn is you can also do that through LinkedIn. And then people will comment, and the comments will show up below. I'm sure you've all seen comments before on LinkedIn, but when people comment and like, the LinkedIn algorithm likes that post more than if you just like it. So it's really important to make a comment. And if you can tag people in the comment, all the better, right? And then I go back and I respond to everybody's comments, which is trying to raise the engagement and increase the views. So here's the thing about, one of the weird things about LinkedIn, for example, is they will share posts after the meeting's over. You know, they share things kind of late. So the trick is, oh, thank you. The trick is you want to put this post up early. If you can get it up 2 weeks before your meeting, then you're giving LinkedIn time to do its weird delayed posting, and you're giving the post time to get engagement. Well, what's the trick about the post you just saw 2 weeks before a meeting? Well, we knew the speaker, we knew who was running the improv sessions. We have 3 different improv sessions, which is like 3 different table topic sessions. So we had a full meeting planned. I can't do any promoting without the VPE having planned the meeting. Otherwise, it's pretty dry. If I don't have the name of a speaker, it would be best for a regular club to have the title of the speech. You know, people want to come for a real reason, not just a generic Toastmasters clubs. Who knows how many Toastmasters clubs there are in the world? Hundreds of thousands, right? I think it's 150. So why are they going to come to mine? I have to give them a specific reason with a specific speech. Yeah, Solazar.
I really just have a question, because Criminal Improv is obviously a monthly meeting. What do you recommend for a weekly meeting club in the use of LinkedIn? How would you recommend they use that? Because they won't have that 2-week lead time. You know, they're kind of overlapping with meetings. Just a thought I'm asking.
No, it's a great question. So one thing you could do, you could simplify it. Some clubs, Helen, I think one of your clubs does this, plans out the whole month's meeting, the beginning of the month. Or maybe that was Selena's Sunrise. So the beginning of the end of September, they have all of October planned out. So that could be one post with all of the speakers for the month. And that one post could get really good engagement. And even though the first meeting in October has passed, so that data on this slide is old, there's still 3 other meetings in October. So it's still alive, vibrant content. Great question, Solazar. Another thing you can do is, if that's just too much for the VPE, is just post. So you close your meeting, filling all of your roles for next week, and you make your post that night or the next morning. So you have 1 week of engagement. And the other thing is, it's not fatal if an old meetings post shows up on LinkedIn. I have often finally opened my email to see, oh shoot, I would have loved to have gone to that lecture. Well, you know what? I've never heard of this group before, but now I'm going to look them up and find out what their next lecture is. So like I said, it's not fatal. It is best if you can have all of the information in a timely manner. It's not essential. Okay. Yeah, Helen, please unmute. You're still muted.
I would think that linking to your website, that you're keeping up to date with meeting themes and what's coming, could also be a placeholder.
Yes,
in the event
absolutely.
That you're meeting more frequently. Yeah.
Yes, and every post should have a link to your website. I didn't really point it out, but that was part of my copy. Oh, and I just want to make a comment. I have learned the hard way. You really need to give other people the copy, is what they call it. Listen to the lawyer talking like she's a marketer. The actual content, right, of what should be said about your club's meeting. Everybody has the best of intentions, but don't leave it up to people to make up their own post. Craft it out for them and say, please post this in your social media. Or if people don't like to make posts, just engage with the post we just made. I suspect it's more effective to have one post get tons of engagement than it is to have 3 separate posts not overlapping and going to 3 different groups of much smaller people. But I don't write the algorithms, so I don't really know. But that's my suspicion. So as PR manager, I love to tell people that there are two ways to grow your membership. Number one, get guests in the room. That's PR. Number two, give them a reason to come back. So you need to have really high quality meetings. As PRM, I love to say, I'm number one. I am the outreach person. I'm here to support you reach out to other people. But there are two factors to that number two. People come to a meeting and one, they want educational value. They want the meeting to be organized to give them a learning opportunity. They don't want to walk in to something that's disorganized and feels like, God, if I join this, I'm just going to become the rescuer. They don't want that. So they want a really organized, informative meeting where they think they will grow. But the other thing they need is to know that they are wanted. You need to make them feel welcome and make them want to come back. We all know that Toastmasters are just the best people. Well, we need to show that at every meeting to our guests. I think it was 2018, my home club was preparing to host the annual holiday party that several clubs in Division A participate in. So I did one of those 20-minute projects, the little workshops, where I trained the room in how to make guests feel welcome. That was 2018. Do you know, to this day, people who were present at that still tell me how much fun that session was. We just talked about how to welcome people, how to introduce yourself to people, how to introduce a guest to another Toastmaster. You find something about them that you think, oh, they should meet so-and-so, to create in-person engagement, right? We talked about online engagement. Well, this is the real thing. So you want to make sure people are networking with each other. And the holiday party ended up being great fun. I don't remember if we got members out of that or not, but everybody had a good time. So you need to remember those two factors. Harder than ever online. I completely agree with opening the room early, inviting people to come 10 or 15 minutes in to network and socialize. It's just really important for getting the job done of promoting your club. So it's not really VP PR duty, but it is. You know, I have to be honest, this is the PRM saying, I don't use Facebook or Instagram. I only go on WhatsApp if people beg me to create a group chat for a team. And when I'm done with that team, I'm right off of WhatsApp again. So I rely on other people, which means you don't have to master every platform. You will have someone in your club who uses Instagram, Facebook, Otters, from what Sarah's saying, or maybe it's a few clubs, uses a lot of Facebook groups. And Carmel Improv does get good visitors from Facebook. So I have to ask other people to make those posts for me. And when they do, it works well. So you don't have to be on everything, but your club should be. Diane.
Megan, I'm probably speaking for everybody, but I really appreciate the demonstrations that you did today. And it's to exactly what you're saying. We don't all know the platforms all that well, especially the backward inner workings of everything. So it might be really behoove us in our clubs to have those individuals who know those platforms do a demo periodically to increase engagement. Because it's nice to want to, but you have to know how to. So
yes.
Thanks for doing that. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. Lawyers are the worst at PR. The only lawyers who do PR are who? Ambulance chasers, right? Those are the only marketers. I am definitely not an ambulance chaser. So if I can learn this, everyone in this room can not only learn it, but do it better than I do it. I promise you, it is not difficult. It just takes time. And as you learn, you will realize, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And it's free. You can use all of these platforms without spending a penny from your club's account. But so that's how easy this is. You can all do it. The trick is getting your club to support the effort, or no one will see the posts. That's just the way the algorithms work. So if you as VPPR or president, whatever your role is here today, take 2 minutes at the end of each meeting, and at the end of each meeting, share your screen and visit a different platform. Or have, like for me, I would have somebody else share the Facebook group and how to engage in it. Just 2 minutes. Before long, you will start to see people engage, and you will start to see the guests